Yes, it is the welcome back again. It's DJ Slider Bite back with another edition of the Slider Cast, and I am here with one of my good comedian buddies, Mar Mcfly. How you doing, Mar? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. You got that vape going. You know, my mom doesn't like that in here, but it's all right. We can do what we want. She's asleep. So yeah. So yeah.
They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that yet, but I'm trying to be faithful to the viewers and just keep it and be honest until we get the visuals going. But everybody knows it's DJ Slider Bite, it's a Slider Cast, and this is an open source podcast. And then usually sometimes it's halfway open source. Tonight, this motherfucker is all the way open source. So that's gonna be kind of cool. And you know, like I like it. It's all the way open source, recording on Ubuntu Studio. So it's gonna be good. And I'm gonna upload it. Not even gonna use Windows. I'm probably not gonna use Windows for a week. So, you know, I'm just letting you guys know that's what I got going on. So you know, let me turn this ballin' ass music down. That's my theme song made by Curty. His real name is Curtis Jackson. Curty McByrdy. I don't know. I need to get his. I'm bad with names. You know that. You know the episode. This is a part 2 of Mar Mcfly. That episode is bad with names. Now I'm forgetting my motherfucking producer's name. And he makes some good ass beats. I got 3 of his beats. But it's Curtis. His name is Curtis. And I'm gonna put his credits just because I forgot. I can't pronounce his stage name. I'm gonna put his credits in the His credits are always gonna be in the shit, but I'm gonna definitely put it in the little description of this.
The name of this one is I actually pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, it could be that, but it was probably more shit that's gonna be said during this podcast before. It's gonna be more besides the name of this shit. So yeah, it's and then I always run into you after mics. When we recorded, it was probably on a Monday night, the last one.
Yeah.
Because then I saw you at the link Logan. Yeah, I saw you at Logan. It was a comedian that said she was gonna go to Logan after Lincoln Lodge, and I totally should have went with her.
Who, you know?
Her name is Allie. I forgot her last name. Forgot her name too. But I'm not putting her in the credits. She knows what it is. So it's but yeah, she totally went there, and I was trying to get her to go to this mic I went to, and she was just like, "Nah, I'm going to the theater." And I was like, "Okay, I should have went to the theater because that mic that I went to fucking sucked." So yeah, it was
What was it? Where was it?
It was at this place called Tin Lizzy, which is a Michigan bar in Chicago, Northside Chicago. But the name of the mic is Trigger Warning, and that mic is dead. So yeah, it was it's just a bunch of Northside Chicago. It's a lot of I guess it's always it's always some kind of conflict. But I noticed it's a bunch of just fucking it's just a bunch of weird shit. It's a mic where it's not a lot of black comedians. And so these are some black comedians that run this one. But it's just a lot of low self-esteem shit that goes on at the black mic.
Wait,
for some reason.
Are you saying that in the comedy scene in Chicago, there's not enough black comedians?
No, in the north side. North side's not, and I'm not saying it's not enough. I don't want to play that game because then there'll be a bunch of mediocre motherfuckers trying to get in the game. You said it wasn't enough, so I'm here. No, we don't need you. I'm talking about people who actually have something to say and something good. But it's just a lot of it's a lot of low self-esteem ass people, or people just trying to impress white people. That's what sometimes it's like. And you don't got to do all that. You don't got to bend over backwards for this mediocre white motherfucker that'll never accomplish anything. But you know, it's a lot of goofy shit like that where it's just like, you know, where I get it, you know, I'm around white people, I get it, but it's like it's a lot of bootlicking, I feel like, or just shit that's just not on the up and up.
All right, so you're shitting on the north side, you're shitting on open mics on the north side. What open mics?
Not all of them. You're generalizing like some white people do. What do you?
No,
okay.
So what open mics in the south side would you say are more black or Afro-American?
I don't need anything to be more black. I just need it to be not, you know,
white?
No, not like don't bump the black comedian for no reason.
Oh shit!
Don't do that type of shit. Yeah, it's like it's just like that. I'm looking out for this white guy, the black dude. You can go up last. Hey man, it's cool. It's cool. You go. It's two more people in front of you, man. It's all good. And it's like, no, bitch. This is the last of the list anyway. And then last week, the black comedians was like, hey man, you can you can come in all during Black History Month and sign up anytime, bro. We got you. And then I did the same shit this week. And it's the same bullshit where you're bumping me and you literally, your black ass told me I can sign up anytime during Black History Month and I can go up. I can pick a number. And then I picked the number and then you didn't do it. But it's not a thing. Like, I don't need any other mic or anything like that. It was just, it's just some low self-esteem shit at this mic. I don't have problems at any other mic. Usually most other mics stick to their list. If they have reserves, they do reserves. But it's not goofy shit like this. This mic, the trigger warning mic, it's goofy shit that happens there. That's all. It's not goofy shit that happens at all the other mics.
I'll tell you what a little more established comedian told me. He runs an open mic, and I had the same quorum. I was like, yo, you just bumped me like with 20 people. And when I got upset, I went on stage, and I didn't even do any jokes. I just went on stage, and I was like, this is bullshit. Fuck this mic. If you're tired of this way of mics and the way they run things, come to my mic. Spanish, Mondays, 6 to 8, locale. But I told him, and I fucking just walked off stage. And he walks to me, he's like, hey.
I would have just not, my thing is, I'm not even going to go on stage and, like, if you want to bump me, you just fucked up. And you don't even get a chance to see me. But you know, you went up and said some shit. But my thing is, like, I'm not about to grace the stage and do you a favor, bitch. I'm doing you a favor for showing up at this shit.
Oh no,
that's how I felt.
I want to do the whole Suge Knight thing. I was like, if you're tired of the producer all up in the videos, come to my mic. No, and then this guy literally comes out to me and tells me, "What? You've never been to an open mic before?" But he's been in the game long enough that he knows how mics are normally run. But he's also low on the totem pole where he knows we need to change that shit. Like, we need to stop the bumping at the mics, especially if you're fucking... You can't bump somebody. Like, look, there's 3 reasons you should bump somebody at open mic. 1, a headliner comes through and says, hey, I have to go. Can you put me up real quick? 2, a really, really obnoxiously funny comedian who you're like, fuck it, liven up the room. And 3, this is going to sound terrible coming from me, a female. Because we don't have enough female comedians in the game, and I know how creepy open mics can get. So
no, that's all sounds right. None of those things happened for me tonight. None of those things were in front of me at all.
Oh no.
Maybe one of those comedians were a bitch, but it wasn't no female. Yeah, one of those was a fucking mediocre ass piece of shit bitch, but that's it. No, I understand what you're saying. It's just one, but this was like, I can get like bumping somebody, like, or it's reserves or something like that. But this was like, no, man, this person's go up. And it's like, it's towards the end of the list. It's not even like you can tell it's like, it's getting petty. It's towards the end already. Make them wait 2 more people. Yeah. Then they go up.
They're here anyway. What the fuck, you're not gonna get drunk at the bar? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, motherfuckers not going anywhere. Don't have nothing going on. That's the one thing. It was just like, no. And then it's a lot of other people that don't go to that mic anyway. So it's not like it's a mic that people want to go to. And then when I literally talk positive about people's shit, and I try to bring people to people's shit, and people are like, I don't do that shit. No, I don't do that. I haven't done that in 3 years. I heard that from one comedian tonight. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck it then. I'll go by myself. I asked like 4 motherfuckers to go to this piece of shit mic. And then I go, and then I'm getting burned, and I'm trying to bring people, and I'm talking positive about this mic. This is the first time I ever talk negative. And I dare a motherfucker to get butthurt when I'm always talking positive about people's mediocre shit.
No, yeah.
Get out of here.
The one time I've ever been there was a positive experience, and I ran into you there, like, yeah, I come here all the time. I was like, oh, shit, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I told you I come here all the time. Get the fuck out of here. I don't anymore. And it was just like, this place fucking, that shit sucks. I'm just really done with Northside Chicago. It's a lot of just other shit, but it's just that it's like, you really felt, and I don't even like pulling like the I'm not even playing like the black actors. We should stick together. But it was just like, no, don't do this gay shit. This is some bullshit right here, bro. And it's happening 2 weeks in a row. And then it's just the same goofy nigga. Oh man, you could get up anytime, bro. I swear you could get up. I got you, bro. And then it's like, okay, get me this week, stupid nigga. Like it would get out of here, bro. But you know,
you did the voice and everything. That's funny. That was.
Yeah, no, this shit is annoying as fuck, man. Let your mediocre white boy go up first. Let him do that. Go on tour with him and that shit. Or all the other people you want to put up ahead of me and shit. You don't want to get out of here, bro. And then it's like it's two people that run the mic. I think the one guy is mixed. So he's not mixed. He looks like he's mixed. But I'm just saying his half of the mic is ran like how it's supposed to be. And then the dude that's regular black dude, it's chaos during his half. That's where all the bumps and shit happen. It's like, I don't get it.
Regular black. All right. So, since we don't have visuals, paint a picture for it. What's a regular black dude?
No, I didn't. What are you doing? No, I just said one person is mixed. The other person is not mixed.
Oh, yeah.
That's you don't have to, it's not a lot of example.
I looked it up.
But I'm just saying, dude, it's just like the half of the mic it goes on schedule, and then the other half is just bullshit. It seems like they pick the black person to bump, and then just put people in front of them or whatever the fuck. I just know the same shit can happen 2 weeks in a row to me. So it's one of those things where it's like I just don't even fucking got time for this mediocre shit. Let the mediocre shit happen there. It's other mics that happen that are way better than that shit. I'm trying to go there to have fun. And then now it's not even fun. So it's like, that's the thing that kills me. It's not even fun anymore. And I'm talking positive about your mic to people.
And it was. When I went, it was fun because the mic ended and all the comedians were hanging out. They were talking. And it was a cool hang. So the only experience I had with that one, like I'm not going to say what happened Tuesday night wasn't cool.
Yeah, no, I bet it was good. They're not gonna treat you like that because it's probably not no like, oh, I can shit on him. It's like, oh, it's DJ Sliderbite, man. He's just gonna understand. And I was super nice last week, but like, fuck this shit, bro. Fuck this mediocre shit.
You know what I hate about
shit is mediocre.
You know what I hate about the comedy scene, and I'm gonna give you this credit because you're a good dude. I've been knowing you since I first started. You've always been like supportive and shit. And then now that you got like the equipment to record podcasts. All right, so now that you got the equipment to record podcasts, you've had mad people over here. And it's like, I don't feel like the comedy scene gives you your dues because you've always been supportive. You go to the open mics. You're not one of those guys who are like, yo, book me on your show. You're putting the work in.
Yeah, I'm putting the work in. And then my thing is, I even make jokes about people who leave. I'll say at a mic, I'll be like, don't you hate comedians that leave after their set? It's like somebody farting in a room and walking out. Because basically your set was a fart. How you going to stink up this room with that bullshit and walk out like you got another mic to go to? Stay here and support the other people who are after you. I even make jokes about comedians who leave after their shit because I try to support people.
Some of my good friends in the comedy scene right now hated me when I first started because I remember I did, what the fuck was the name of it? Gallows. You remember the Gallows? When it was in Pills in the Backyard?
Yeah, I remember that, Mike.
The comedians would go up, and then in groups, they would go into the back and smoke a cigarette. And I remember, comedian gets off stage, I get on, half of the yard goes to smoke. And I was like, what the fuck? I just sat here and listened to all y'all said, and y'all gonna walk away during mine? And I literally just sat there, picking apart, like, whatever I saw, I made fun of. Like, Tito and his gloves, fucking Noah and his joke about fucking his mom. Like, I was just cracking jokes.
Yeah.
And I guess they all heard, and 80% of the comedy scene hated me. 80% of them.
Fuck them, because that shit, like, it does mean something when you stay, but it's one of those I can see it's not. And then it's the thing that it's really annoying. It's with another fucking black comic where it's just like I don't get the respect at this shitty ass mic when I'm supporting and shit, and I come here and I stay for the whole fucking thing. And I listen to all this bullshit and these drops that don't make any sense. They're not even quick drops. It's a long ass drop.
Oh, they got an audio guy?
Yeah, with just some stupid ass sound effects that are long as fuck. It's not even like something that's quick, like bam, ooh, it's like some shit that's like a minute. Cleveland, like get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit is whack.
All right.
This shit is garbage, nigga. No. And I'm here supporting. And then all these other people don't support.
Don't get me wrong. I see where you're coming from. But I feel like the comedians that you're talking about just have been in the game so long that for them, you're just another comic.
No, I get you.
Like
that's why I got all this podcast shit.
Oh yeah.
That's why I got all this shit, and I'm gonna have more shit. I got more shit coming. Way more shit. I'm DJ Sliderbite. And you're gonna treat me the same way I treat you, or you're gonna get fucking rolled over, bitch. That's how it's supposed to be.
And I'll give you that. I remember when you first told me, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking get
fuck that
equipment." And now I look at it, I was like, "Oh shit, this shit's dope as fuck, dude."
I work hard as fuck. I'm polite to the rudest motherfuckers downtown to get this shit. That's what no. It's one of those things. I'm DJ Slider, but I'm gonna show people I got shit going on, and it's one of those things. And then when I really get shit popping, I'm not gonna be a mediocre piece of shit comedian trying to bump motherfuckers for no reason. If I got the time, I'll just go up when I'm supposed to go up, or I'll get the reserve spot. I'm not about to fucking just write my name in and then go up there and just be average when I wrote my name in. So it was like, okay, it's not like if you're saying some innovative shit, but I just know what it is when I get shit. I got shit going for myself right now, but when I really get it going, I'm saying it right now, maybe things change. Maybe I might become a dick, but then it'll be like, hey man, I got some shit going on. Whoop-de-whoop, I'm about to leave, but no mic at Monday night that starts at 11 o'clock. Unless I got to get up early, I'll stay.
You know you're going to be there for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, but other people know. Other people want to go up before the last comedian just so they can say that they bumped the last comedian. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not going to lie to you, dude. When I first started doing comedy and I would go to open mics, we used to get bumped all the time. And I remember one time we were at the Market Lounge in Valparaiso. And then
yeah, I've been out there.
I think we were like 5th on the list. And, the comic came up before me. I get up, I started stretching. The host comes up and he's like, "Hey, everybody, are you ready for the South Bend block?" Not even the next comedian. He says South Bend block.
Yeah, I don't got time for that.
So that was 6 comedians from South Bend that they were going to put up before me. So I got bumped 6 times. I had a fit. I went outside. I was like, fuck this place, fuck that, fuck this and that. And my guy, I'm not going to drop his name, but a good buddy of mine, he was like, "Dude, chill. Don't get on the fucking host's bad side." And I was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I won't do it." When I went up, when they finally brought me up, the first thing I did? I said, "That's some bullshit." I called it out. I said it. I was like, "How the fuck can you do that?"
Or I would have called it like, "Hey, how did y'all enjoy that South Bend block of bullshit?"
Yeah.
That's what I would have said. Even if one of them was funny, even if they were hilarious. I'm like, that South Bend block of shit. Did y'all like that? Wasn't that great? Here's some real shit right now. And I was ready. I was ready to say some shit. Now I got to comment on that block of shit that went up before me.
No, they were terrible. I promise you. Any comedian from South Bend, quote me on this, Mar Mcfly, can't even come close.
When I did Valparaiso, it was some South Bend comedians there, but they didn't go up in a block. And then the host was like, kind of like talking shit about him, like, "Hey, there's some motherfuckers from South Bend coming up here. Let me, and this is the last South Bend comedian." Like he would say stuff like that. But yeah, that would suck. Like all of the motherfuckers are going up in a block, and then then they left early too. That was the thing too. They
gotta drive home. Like, bitch, we came from fucking the suburbs of Chicago. You know how long that drive is?
Yeah, and we had to pay $18 to get here because that Skyway is a fucking ripoff. The Skyway is a ripoff more than that mic I went to tonight. So it was the fucking Chicago Skyway, $8.99 to get on it. Then the first toll is $2.90, and then the last toll before you get off in Gary, Indiana, is $1.90. That's like $13. $26 if you do it on the way back. Yeah, but don't be like me and take the free trip on the way back and get on the Eisenhower where motherfuckers are driving like it's Mad Max in that bitch. It was terrible. It was like I saw a trailer on fire and an F-150 just pulling it, and it was a fucking Prius going 90 miles per hour. It was all kinds of shit. Then the barricades were high as hell on both sides. I really felt like I was in Mad Max on the way back. But then it's like, oh man, but I'm broke. I don't want to spend $13. But the first week when I was going to Indiana a lot, I was spending I spent like fucking $30 going back and forth on the Skyway before I realized how much it was.
What do you got, the iPass?
Goddamn ripoff. No, yeah, I had the Easy Pass, but then it like ran out. And then I replenished it. I was like, oh, my Easy Pass is out. I put $20 on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I should be good. And then it was out. It went out like super soon, where it was just like it said low funds, and I was like, how? I put $20 on this. So yeah, I am. Yeah, I love Indiana and shit, but it was just like that sucked. And then it was like 40 minutes to go to Gary off of that. It was like an hour. It was even more to drive to Valparaiso. It was like, you know how sometimes you drive somewhere where you're in a good mood, but then like when it's just like, then it's like, wow, this is really 40 minutes from Gary. I'm not going. Or it was like I was near Gary. I was outside of Gary, and then it was that mic or a mic on the south side of Chicago. And I just went to the south side of Chicago. It's like, I don't got time to drive 40 minutes to Valparaiso and then drive an hour 20 back. I might as well just go to 87th. And then that mic was cool. I went up there the time I was supposed to, the number I was supposed to.
What is that, Francis?
No, this one was at a place called the Fireman's Brigade. It's ran by a comedian named Just Niche. And that one was cool, and that was it was technically a memorial for a Southside comedian who just recently passed. His name was the guy's name is Uptown. So rest in peace, Uptown.
R.I.P. Uptown.
Yeah,
it's always a hit, dude. Every time I see like a comedian who died, it's like, fuck, I didn't know him, but as a comedian, I know him.
No, yeah, it was all and he seemed really funny. And then it's like now, you know, people have like Instagram and shit where you can actually see them and see what they were doing. And so he was somebody that always had songs. And so he actually made a whole bunch of songs, but the most popular song he has is, it was called Pull It to the Side. You know, it was about like, you know, having sex with a girl, you pull the panties to the side or some shit. It was kind of raunchy.
Wait, he would go on stage and do these songs?
Yeah, he would do the songs called Pull It to the Side. You can go on his Facebook and hear Pull It to the Side. That one was cool. He always sang. He had another one called it was just like shut your mouth and watch your mouth. And he'd just be like, shut your mouth and watch your mouth. Shut your mouth and watch your mouth. Shut it, shut your mouth and watch your mouth. Like he would say shit like that. He was and then he would just do these long bits. Like he on his one that the one that I like the most, where he was just like, he would sing a song where he was like, he would just be like, if somebody call you and they be wasting your time and you just want to get off the phone with them, and I just be like, let me call you back. I'm gonna call you back. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm gonna call you back, and then hang up on him. And then he was like, then that person I hung up on called me the next day like, Uptown, I was waiting on your call. You ain't called me back. What happened? And I'm like, damn, girl, I had a whole bunch of shit going on, and I still got stuff going on. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. It's like,
just out there harmonizing the shit out of it.
Yeah. Then he just hang up on you again and shit. Like it was And then I went at that mic. I was like, yeah, because everybody just said one Uptown joke, and I was like, I didn't know the guy, but you know, I like that. Let me call you back. And I know every time a bill collector calls me, I'm gonna do that same shit. Like, is this Martez Spencer? Do you still live at blah blah blah? And I'm gonna be like, hold on, let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm gonna call you back. I will call you back. It was like, I am not paying that shit. I'm gonna call you back. It's like, you'll never get this money, Sprint. I'm gonna call you back. On a cricket phone, I'm gonna call you back. Like,
not even a Sprint anymore. It's an old reference.
Oh, it's Sprint. T-Mobile? Mm-hmm. T-Mobile won't get no money either. I'm gonna call you on Sprint. I'm gonna call you on the cricket. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. Cricket. I'm gonna call you back. Then I'll switch to Verizon or Boost if I really have to. I'm gonna call you back. It's like niggas is not getting no money from me until I get my more shit going on. So I don't know, but. You know, enough about me. Yeah, I know you.
You came in hot.
No, I'm supposed to be hot. This is my shit.
You came in hot. I remember I told you, let's go record. I'm on one, and then you just took over. I was like, fuck it.
No, it's supposed because I was gonna say this shit on Instagram Live.
No, why?
But then it'll be because then it'll be too direct. Because then it was like, oh, I heard what you said on your podcast. One, I need the numbers, so it's like, yeah, listen to my podcast. I hope you did. I hope you listened to it on iTunes too, because I need more analytics on iTunes. But if a motherfucker ran it, and then that's how you can see somebody fucked up. That's how some people do make mistakes and they act like, oh, you know, it's a misunderstanding. The shit that I'm talking right now if I hear a motherfucker say, man, I heard you talk about me on your podcast, then I'm going to go, that's how you know you fucked up, that you had to listen to my podcast after you fucked up to see if I said something about you. So, you get what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all. This is almost a little bit better than the Instagram live because then a whole bunch of unnecessary people would see me talking shit.
Oh, no. The podcast is a very specific demographic.
Yeah, it's the people who actually listen to me, or they might be entertained because, some people who are not into it, they like drama and conflict anyway. But no, the comedians in particular, or whatever the fuck, you fucked up if you're listening to this podcast and you question anything I say, and I didn't say anybody's name, but you fucked up if you bring this up to me.
I wish I remember the name. I'd bring it up right now.
No, I know all their names, but no, and then it'll be, no, you fucked up if you say, hey man, I know you talk, I heard your podcast. You just know I'm gonna say in my mind, I might not say it to you, but you fucked up. So, but it's all right. I'm good, but no, it's
Are you though?
No, I am, because I'm pretty sure after this shit, man, and I know when I get paid, I'm gonna be able to get more shit, but this is just annoying because it was just damper on my night, bro. Just hit up 2 good mics, and it was good. Just hit up 2 mics, and I thought this would be the 3rd mic, and it's just like sometimes though you just want to get on stage.
Shout out to other mics. Which other ones did you do?
Oh, at the Lincoln Lodge, and then I'm gonna be honest, the Lincoln Lodge fed me yesterday, so shout out to the Lincoln Lodge.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Super Bowl shit, that was the move, bro. I didn't even know what to do during that fake ass Super Bowl.
That's crazy. I produced shows at the Lincoln Lodge. Multiple shows. I run an open mic. I did not know that they had a Super Bowl event.
I didn't know they were doing it until the day of. And yeah, and then this one comedian was like, hey man, come to this one. It was like Lone Star, Gold Star. It was some bar. He was like, I'm by myself at this bar. And I was like, no, I'd rather drive by the Lincoln Lodge and test it out, test my luck. And I went there, and it was like a lot of people there. I don't want to say a lot of people there. It was a good amount of people there, but it was still, they had like food and shit, and the food was dope. Yeah, it was just to have pizza. They had pizza and they had chili. They had ice cream. To me, there's too many milk products, but I didn't fuck with the ice cream at all. But it was just like the chili and the pizza. It was good. I wish I got there on time because it was they had like different things of chili, and then this one thing said Wagyu green chili.
Wagyu.
It was Wagyu beef green chili, and it's like, why is this chili green? It looked like green, like salsa verde kind of sauce, but you can't make a whole dish of this shit. Like, how is a whole thing like this? Like, usually the green shit is on the side.
Yeah, because as a cook, I'm trying to figure out, because we've made chili. We make all types of chili, fucking 3 meats, duck chili, all that shit, but like green chili?
Yeah, I didn't.
It's impossible. I just want to try that shit.
Yeah, I wanted, but it was like at the end of the thing, and I didn't even want to do it. I was just like, let me just get the regular chili, which it was still good, but I just tore that pizza up though. I had like fucking, probably 10 slices of pizza, 10 little square slices of pizza. It was not bad, not a bad time. But yeah, those mics tonight, Monday nights in Chicago, because we have more mics than other cities. So there's this place called Lincoln Lodge. They had like maybe 3 or 4 mics to go to on Monday. So I just went to the 5 p.m. and 7 p.m.
No, yeah, good mics, yeah.
Yeah, those were good. And
the
then
first one is hosted by Corinna. Shout out Corinna Larson. The second one,
Mark Lavelle.
Mark Lavelle.
Yeah. And then I should have did the 9 o'clock because I was there, but I just didn't.
It's a bucket.
Yeah, it's a quote-unquote bucket. It's probably a real bucket, too. Not like a...
That one's a bucket.
Yeah, that one's a real bucket. Not a bucket where we have our friends come up and then some improv bitches go up. Really? You think the improv bitches got picked in the bucket to go up in the first 10? Get the fuck out of here. That's another mic, but it's all right. Improv at an open mic. That shit kills me. Nobody... And then sometimes it just kills the mood. Some motherfuckers acting out some shit. Like, sit down. Let one bitch act this out. 2 bitches acting out some shit that's not funny. No.
All right.
Going over your time. No. I'm going to call you back. That's what I'll do.
This is a question I've been bouncing in my head back and forth. Because I know that improv, the people who do improv consider themselves comedians. and stand-up comedians consider themselves comedians. How do you feel about improv?
I think improv is okay. I literally
Have you done it before?
no, I haven't done it, but I respect improv. It's just it's always one or two improv people to give it a bad name. Mm-hmm. It's always one or two. Literally, I had one dude that was on my show as an improv guy, but his name's Cameron. But sometimes he just goes on a tangent into where, like, I told him he's a white guy, and I was like, you go on rape mode. You go in rape conversation mode. And then, like, he'll go on a tangent about how improv is great and how people hate on improv. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not hating on improv. And then he literally go, I know you're not hating on it, but let me say this. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, this is rape. I just told you. This conversation don't apply to me at all. That's like if I was telling you about some Hispanic people that beat me up back in the day, and then you stop me and be like, hey man, I wasn't there. And I'll just be like, I know you wasn't there, but let me finish saying what happened and how it was lame. And it's just like, this is fucking up the mood. This is not, I don't got nothing to do with this. But I respect the improv people. Do you know the comedian Godfrey Digima?
No.
Or his name's Godfrey. He was like the second 7-Up guy and stuff. He has the best analogy for improv, and I 100% agree with this. We're all comedy. Say comedy is a hospital. Mm-hmm. The comedians, depending on what your experience are, we're doctors or brain surgeons, depending on how well we do our stand-up comedy. We're brain surgeons. We're in a hospital.
Cardiologists are fucking,
yeah, we're in a hospital. We're the doctors. The improv people are in the mailroom. They're in the same building, and you can move up from the mailroom. But that's where you're at. And I agree with that 100%. You're in the goddamn mailroom, okay? Do your shit. Your shit's funny sometimes. A lot of times it's not. That's why you're down here opening up mail. But you can totally upgrade and get up here and shit, just like Cameron has been doing stand-up. But I think he just wants to stay in the mailroom. That's fine. But it's you know what I mean? And I'm not, because it's some improv people that stand out, like whose line is it anyway? That shit was dope. Wayne Brady is dope. Those people are dope. And it's not even like and then all those people who acted with Wayne Brady are dope too, even though you only know Wayne Brady's name. It's the one white guy who was older. He was
Oh, from the Drew Carey show. I know you're talking
about. From the Drew Carey show. All those people were funny. And I would say you can't take anything away from them, and I'm not even trying to. They were all funny, but it's not stand-up comedy. And those people just cannot, and I'm not even like a seasoned, I've been doing it for some years, but no. Like you can't, no improv motherfucker's not about to lecture me about shit. Just do your shit and go.
So the picture you just painted. Stand-up comedians are doctors and improv in the mailroom.
But they can move up.
That's such a stand-up point of view, because the way, and I've talked to like a few improv, the way they see it is vice versa. They're like, we are comedy because we can act out at the drop of a hat, suggestion or whatever. So when I first started doing comedy, I was like, no, I'm a stand-up comedian. Stand-up is the purest form of comedy, blah, blah, blah. But my best friend in comedy at the time was like, I do both. And I feel like you should do both, because you need to be able to improv or handle a heckler or adjust to something, and you gotta have that brain, right?
Yeah, I believe they both help. Like, it definitely, if you do improv, it can help with your comedy.
Yeah, with your stand-up. But like, I was like, okay, so I
said can. I didn't say always does.
No.
Okay, there you go.
So, so they would have these. An open mic for improv is called like an improv jam. So I would jump in and try to do these things. The one thing, my drawback with improv is, most people, when they do stand-up comedy, they put up a facade. Like, they put on a character, they go on stage, and there's somebody who they're not normally.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking, we're drinking wine, you guys. Yeah. And then in my mind, I was like, I'm almost out of wine. Let me look and see where that bottle is. So that's what that was. He was, I don't know, we're all from the streets, so maybe he thought some street shit was about to happen. That's why. But no. So you said
So
that'd be. And I would love to go to an improv comedy jam. I would do it and shit.
no, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but the thing I noticed is like other stand-up comedians would get on stage and they would do well. My personal, just me, Mar Mcfly, my drawback is when I do stand-up comedy and I go on stage, I'm the same person on stage as I am off stage. Like I don't put up persona. So, but I feel like when people do improv, they gotta get quirky. They gotta get like, like fun, and it's like that's not me as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm not a good improv, but I see the benefits of it because it does. It keeps you on your feet and your toes, whatever.
No, but that's a good example of that too, because you do got to get extra goofy to do improv.
Like I said, quirky, and I'm not a quirky dude. I'm the same person on stage as I am off stage. It's just.
But then I would say with me, and then I'm working on finding my voice with comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Being extra goofy can help you, like not all the time, but like with certain jokes, like especially like you could do a certain, like I've always heard, work on the same joke but just say it in different ways.
Mm-hmm. The way you enunciate certain words,
or like say it in different ways. Like honestly, like that mic I went to last week at where it was like all the bullshit going up, and then I went up like last, and then like all of his friends went up first. Then when it was towards the end of the list, he was just like, "Hey man, he told everybody, he was like, I'm gonna announce you fast. We're going fast. Like all of a sudden it's fast when your friends aren't on stage." And then when I went up, I was just like, one, I'm supposed to be number 25. I feel like I'm 28 or some shit. And then two, you said we're going up fast. Does that mean we're doing our set fast, or that just means you're announcing us fast? And he was like, "Oh, I've just meant you're announcing fast." But you can tell I'm just annoyed. So I just did my jokes like in an annoying, like bam, 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 ooh, bam, bam. Like it was like,
energy cadence,
yeah, but it was like they still laughed, but I feel like they laughed because they wanted to get the fuck out of there or whatever. But it does help to just do it in different ways. But like when you get in that goofy improv way, that can help you too, because it can help you add energy to a joke where you're not feeling it. Or you could, if you're saying something like I have a joke about like where I'm just like, hey man, like I listened to this Lil Wayne lyric. It's a new Lil Wayne album, and one of the songs he says he's gonna O.J. Simpson that pussy. And then I just say I just can't imagine Lil Wayne being falsely accused of murdering somebody's pussy. That doesn't make sense. But you say it in a goofy manner. It works better when you say it kind of goofy and kind of silly, maybe in an improv way. So like I get it. It's I'm not hating on improv. It's just those people can't talk to me. I don't. Damn, now I sound like my man's. But yeah, you're in the mailroom. You get your promotion, and I'll be like, yeah, that's the shit. But this is where you're at. It's dope. We need the mailroom.
No, yeah. It's made stand up stronger because people are like, "Oh, I'm a dabble," and yeah,
they do both. It's just both, and you can get skills. And sometimes when someone just comes straight in when they don't come in from the bottom and they just come in straight in from the top, they don't have certain skills that other people who move from the bottom that move to the top. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like you can do improv and move and progress into comedy, and it's amazing.
Shout out Jason Acevedo. Jason Acevedo told me he started as an improv guy. Have you ever seen him perform?
No, I have not.
That guy is on his way. That guy's a murderer. He's a great stand-up. And when he told me that he started as an improv, I was like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, no, okay. Yeah, I started fucking improv class. I was like, oh shit.
See, and you probably said that because he didn't ram it down your face every time. I do improv, right? I do improv.
Oh no, he didn't say he started as improv. He said he started as an improv.
Or yeah, I did improv. I'm just trying to get the band back together. Certain people are trying to get the group back together. I'm only doing stand up just because my group isn't blah 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 blah.
I think that's my trump card when we do get in these arguments with improv. I tell them, I was like, yeah, you rely on suggestions or other people to carry a scene. When you're a stand up comedian, that's all you.
Yeah.
You set it up. You punch it. If it bombs, you gotta fucking dig your way out of that hole, and at the end of the fucking set, that's all you. The audience didn't give you shit. Nobody fed you fucking lines. Nobody was fucking picking up your scene. It's just all you. So that's my trump card.
Yeah, no, that's no, I agree with that 100% too. Or I'm trying to find a better way of saying, because your thing when you talk to the improv people, you're like you rely on a scene that somebody else sets up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of do. I'm trying to find a better way, or just a more dickish way of telling you, like, you don't do what the fuck I do. I just go up there and I do my jokes, or I can, riff off what the fuck's going on. An improv person doesn't riff. You go up there and you gotta pretend you're in a boat. If it's a boat scene or whatever the fuck it is, or you gotta pretend you're doing that, and you can't decommit to it and shit. I can start talking about Trump, and then if people aren't with it, I could be like, yeah, well, fuck y'all. And then anyway, y'all into swings? I like to swing. So just breaking into that. I like pizza. Y'all like pizza? You don't want to talk about Trump? I know y'all niggas like pizza. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with improv. Oh, you don't want me to pretend to be a cop? All right, well then I'm about to pretend to be a fireman or some shit. Here you go, laugh at this one. No, it's like you're just doing this cop skit until the end, like, or whatever the fuck. But but no, I was saying that because it's like this too should pass, but it's just it's a lot of like controversy in the game or problems. And then I know you said you had a problem with a comedian named Joey Val Gomez.
Joey Villa Gomez.
Joey Villa Gomez. I'm sorry, Joey Villa Gomez. I just heard the V and just went off that.
V Gomez. Yeah. No.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, so what is the problem with this guy?
This guy, man. This guy right here. So, from the beginning, before even I started doing stand-up, I was a huge fan of stand-up. Huge fan of stand-up. Huge fan of Joey, fucking Abby, and everybody, right? I would always buy tickets and go to the shows, Laugh Factory, whatever. So I followed Joey Villa Gomez on Instagram. And one time, this was so long ago, I can't even tell you the post.
Did he have a TikTok or just Instagram?
This is probably before TikTok.
All right, I'm going to see if he's got a TikTok.
He probably does right now with his fucking catering ass. But this is 2019. I can't remember the post, but he posted something on Instagram and then left a comment. And knowing me, it was probably something like, you wore those pants with those boots, or it was probably something so stupid that, like, you shouldn't even pay attention to.
No, I mean, but almost like a troll comment.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Because I heard that. That's some shit you don't really got to pay attention to. You just know I did it, but you ain't got to really put too much into it.
So the fact that he responded with, that's not funny. I kind of take that offense. I was like, I thought it was funny. So this is where I fucked up. Because it had nothing to do with the post. It had nothing to do with his reply. This is where I fucked up. I said, what's not funny? And if you ever heard Joey perform, you know what I'm talking about. I said, what's not funny is you making Mexicans from Chicago sound like we're from East Los Angeles. And what that means is like, you're making Mexicans from Chicago sound like they're cholos. We don't talk like that. Like Holmes and Carnal. And like just really lean into that stereotype from LA. I was like, we don't sound like that.
Yeah, so he says Holmes a lot?
Not Holmes, but he's just like fucking bro. I can't even recreate it, dude, because it's not me. It's not even in my DNA.
I just know it is a distinct difference between it just as an outsider, but just Hispanic people from Chicago and then Hispanic people from the West Coast. Mm-hmm. It's a distinct difference. And you're saying this guy is from Chicago, but he
from Chicago, from back in the years, yeah. So I told him, I was like, you're the way you talk, we don't sound like that. And the fact that you're representing us on such a big platform was like, it's not cool. He took that to heart, deleted me on fucking all social media, fucking whatever.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Should be my ex-wife. It's the way he fucking hates me. So, days later, I went to Abby Sanchez's show in Pilsen. Shout out Pilsen Stand Up. And not knowing that Chris Red, Joey Villa Gomez were going to do a surprise guest spot. They weren't even on the bill. And I remember I was there and I was like, "Oh, Joey, your boy." I told him Abby, I was like, "Abby, your boy, fucking, this is what happened. He was like, what? He got mad at that? And I was like, yeah. Even, I shouldn't say this, but like Abby and Jaime were like, he got mad at that? That's funny. I wouldn't, he's like, that's stupid. But you should apologize. So I took their advice. When Joey showed up, we went outside to smoke a cigarette. I went to apologize. And I thought we had pieced things up because Joey was like, all right, fuck it, whatever, it's over with, right?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So it wasn't over with then, or?
All right, so I went outside. He's smoking. I go smoke. I was like, yo, you never met me in person. I'm this guy. He's like, yeah, I know who you are. That's why he fucking...
Wait, did you guys ever wrestle or do anything? There was no...
No physical activity. No.
Okay.
No. To paint a picture for you, I'm 6 foot tall. This guy's like 4'3".
That's when you're supposed to hit him first. When you
tiny.
Yeah, when you got the advantage, you do shit. Just like now, if you got the advantage, bump him, and then act like you didn't do nothing.
When I have the authority, nah.
Oh no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking with that. I don't even know this guy, but I'm just and I definitely don't condone bigger people hitting smaller people unless they stole from you. That's it. He didn't use your social security number, did he?
No.
Okay.
He's fucking Mexican. But so I go outside.
No.
I tell him earnestly because I've bought tickets to the Laugh Factory because I know he was performing. Like I was a fan. I was like, hey dude, my bad. You know, like I didn't know you were gonna take it that way. I'm a fan. He's like, it's cool. We literally took a picture together because I'm a fan. The next day, Joey goes on social media on Facebook and says, oh, yesterday this fucking stalker Stan comes to my show and tries to talk to me and basically tries to say that he punked me. He's like, I called him a lame to his face and all types of crazy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty lame. Do you still have that picture?
Oh yeah. I post it all the time. So fucking.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be like, hey man, this motherfucker took a picture of me, and.
Oh no, this should be the thumbnail for this fucking podcast. So.
I gotta figure out how to do thumbnails.
So, I didn't comment on his post because he had blocked me, but I sent him a DM. I messaged him. I was like, hey Joey, just delete that because one, I'm nobody in the scene. Nobody's gonna know who you're talking about. Just like delete it, right? Like that didn't happen. I know what happened. You know what happened. Just delete it. To which the feedback I got from him was like, nah, fuck you. And I was like, dude, I'm trying to be cool here because I'm a fan of comedy. He's like, nah, fuck you. You're lame. Blah blah blah. And okay, like I said, Joey's from Back of the Yards. And if you're familiar with Chicago,
that's where, ladies and gentlemen, that's where the show Shameless takes place, but it's not filmed there. Fictionally, it's supposed to take place in the Back of the Yards.
But it's in Pilsen, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you mean? What's in Pilsen?
The home.
Yeah, the home is like west of Pilsen. The home is like on Cermak and
almost Little Village, yeah.
Yeah, damn near Little Village, but in like the black part of it's like north of Little Village in like a shady black neighborhood. Because I used to work at a gas station near there during the quarantine. I was very down and out, folks. I'm being honest on my podcast. This is my podcast. I was down and out. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was waiting for my unemployment money to hit. I worked at a gas station with crackheads.
That's fucked up.
With crackheads, working for crackhead prices, which I'm not hating. And I don't even want to say crackheads because two of the guys were good. Two of the guys are really cool. A couple of them weren't. But it was two of them that's really cool. And I forgot my man's name that's cool as fuck. Every time I see him, he's cool. And then I actually see him because I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. The person that owned that car wash is a West Side businessman. He's a businessman, big businessman from the West Side of Chicago. He owns that place, and he also owns a bar called Scoreboards in Berwyn. And Scoreboards has a wonderful mic on Thursdays ran by a wonderful comedian named Funny Ass Tiara. Mm-hmm. And when you put your name on her list, you go up the number that you put it under. And she's got funny friends too. But And I had a great time there, and it was really cool going there because when I was working at that car wash, they would just talk like blah blah blah. We got this car wash, whoop de whoop. And then at one point I said like, "Hey, I'm a comedian," and I talked to the guy, and he was really cool. He was just because then he didn't have a host, and he was looking for a new host. And he was just telling me about like how, like what kind of comedy do you do, blah blah blah. And then he was saying like he was telling me about a situation he had with the last host to where it's black comedy, so sometimes people are more abrasive. And he said the last male host called he called two women in the front row bitches, and he was like, it was a mother and daughter that were personal friends of mine. And this guy is a businessman. I'm saying a businessman like Suge Knight.
Where like
you gotta understand what I'm saying. And he has a stature Suge Knight too. He's a big dude, but this motherfucker's a businessman.
Demands respect. I see what you're saying.
Businessman, West Side businessman. And then he has cars for sale. Anybody can buy the cars. But his used cars are mostly for people who like to have 20-inch rims on their cars.
So big cars.
Yeah, he's got like cars like that. He had like a Land Rover for sale where it was like, this is not affordable for people like you and I. But a motherfucker that's in the streets has got some money to spend, they're going to come here and spend it with this guy, and they're going to leave right. So, that's the type of, but all of his shit is legit. But I'm just saying everything is that he has is legit and legal. But it's just he's got shit popping where it was like, I need more money to buy some shit from you, but I would love to buy some shit from you because I know it ain't gonna be janky.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
Yeah, but but it was just fascinating the way he was just like really like he was like, my man's called those people bitches, and I can't have that because he was like, these are my friends, and then they're in my establishment. And then they might not want to come back. And it was just funny. It felt like we was like sitting down. I felt like I was interrogated. But he was like, what type of comedian are you? Are you calling people bitches? Like, what do you be doing? And then I was just like, I couldn't really articulate what I do. I was like, I'm kind of weird, just kind of weird kind of shit. I don't really call nobody like I won't call you a straight up bitch like that. Like, especially two women. Yeah, two women directly. It might be, I might find a funny way to say it or something like that. But it's just that's just not in me right now to be like, y'all two bitches, even around some white people, and and sometimes white people want to be abused like that, but I don't even do that.
I've been called out on that. Somebody was like, "Oh, you still use bitches in your set," and I was like, "But one, it's universal. Two, I generalize."
Yeah, to me, it depends on how you're using it, but then, cause I forgot I said a joke like two, and I record all my sets. I said a joke where I was like, yeah, and I was making fun of, because I was talking about the Super Bowl. You know how they do the lingerie bowl? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Oh, but the whole set, I was just making fun of, how like when the Super Bowl is on, everybody's watching Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So then like the other stations just don't give a fuck. They'll show anything because ain't nobody watching this anyway. And then it sucks for you if you're a new filmmaker or you got a new TV show and then they're going to premiere your show on February 13th. Yeah. Ain't nobody watching that. Like, so, and so they'll be doing shit like, the Pet Channel does the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah. I found out about that.
Yeah, the Puppy Bowl is dope because it's like cats and dogs on the thing. But then during halftime show, this is when the halftime show always sucked. Remember Spike TV? Spike TV always did this. That's probably why I haven't heard about it in a long time. Spike TV always did something called the Lingerie Bowl, where it would just be women in lingerie. Yeah, playing football. And then like in my joke, I called them bitches. It didn't go over right because I said bitches. It would have been better because I was just like, everything is good until you put the football. Because I was just like, because I said bitches. I was like, it's bitches? That's already great. I should have been like, it's women. They're in lingerie. But then they got football pads on and they're running at each other full speed. I feel like a white guy got involved and added those two last things. So it was just, yeah, it was not no minority. It wasn't no Mexican or black dude was like, yeah, put on some pads and just run into each other. Those bitches really be running into each other, knocking each other out.
Well, you ever seen that, what is it?
And that's not sexy to me.
They literally have a league. There's literally a lingerie football league.
Yeah, and it's like that. And it was like, I seen clips of that. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. This is not that. This is not, I want to watch some women do other shit, but not no kind of like violent activity at all. Like no, and I remember one time I worked at a restaurant, and it was stupid. These girls, it was only one girl, and then she called me sexist because I said they were talking about boxing. It was like during Ronda Rousey times, and I was just saying like we'll watch Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fight each other for 11 rounds. Boom, going back and forth. Then it's brutal. Then at the end, one of the motherfuckers got the eye hanging out of their socket. Then the referee lifts their arm up and they ring it, and then like you're just like, man, that's the baddest motherfucker alive. I'll never fight Muhammad Ali. If he was in a dark alley, I'll turn the other way because I wouldn't fight him. He the baddest motherfucker alive. But then flip the script, and there's two women fighting, and they're in an organized match, and it goes to the 11th round. And fucking Ronda Rousey's eye is hanging out of her socket, but she barely knocks the other lady out. And then they hold her arm. She can barely lift her arm up because she's hurt. You're not like, that's the baddest bitch in the world. You know, like, are you gonna do that? Like, man, I will never fight that bitch. Oh shit, she would beat my ass and everybody else's ass. If Ronda Rousey was in the alley, I would turn the other way. Like, you don't have those same things that you would say when you watch Muhammad Ali or like, and then when you watch two dudes boxing, you're just like, damn, I need to get in shape so I can get my shit together. I want to be able to dodge some punches like that. You don't watch two women fight and be like, at least me, I don't want to, like, you're not like, man, I want to get in shape in case one of these bitches want to fight me so I can be ready. Like what? You know what I mean? But I got called sexist for that. Do you think that's sexist? I'm asking you that. Would you watch two women if you had a chance to watch Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson or Ronda Rousey versus whatever bad bitch? Who are you watching? Like what?
Honestly, Muhammad Ali, yeah.
Yeah, or even if it's not Muhammad Ali, let's just say this: two big dudes. You just know it's gonna be two big men fighting.
Over a men's fight, a men's boxing match, or a women's boxing match. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that. And then it's one of those things, I care about women too, so it's like I don't want to see some women get bloody. That's just like very weird to me. I don't want to see them, and I know women are fighters and warriors and all that stuff. Yeah, hear them roar and all that. Yes, but I don't want to see. That's just not my thing. I don't know if it's yours or not.
No.
And then I probably lost all my truck driver viewers. All right. All the truck driver listeners, just turn the shit off because they like to see women fight all the time. I don't know, but yeah. Wait, hold on. I don't even know how to pause it.
No, if you want to take a break to get more wine.
Oh, shit. No, I would have just you would have just talked for a second. I would have just got up. All right. Now I got to see how to redo this. Okay. All right, we paused it for a second. Now we're back. All right. And you know what? The one thing that's going to save this, because I don't know how to audio that or place that together, fucking Linux. Motherfucking Linux, all right? So if this is, so if you guys hear this and it's just one complete thing, it's motherfucking Linux. But no, did you want some more wine or what do you?
No, I'm going to start drinking that.
Oh, you got enough. All right, yeah. No, I was gonna pour another glass. Pour me another glass of wine. We're drinking wine, you guys. Red wine. We're drinking Chianti. Really, the wine buffs? I would have made them guess just by the clinks of the glass.
Why, is there a specific glass for that wine?
No, I was just talking shit. I was just saying that people I was just making up standards that people should live by. But yeah, no, I'm gonna do a little thing of the thing. So yeah, I'm gonna pour another thing. But yeah, like I was saying, did we? So no, this Joey Gomez thing. It's pretty much settled, right? You guys aren't gonna wrestle each other or nothing like that, right?
It's all right. Yeah, I'll pick up right here. So yeah, his good friends tell me to apologize. I apologize, and I legit think that we had squashed the beef. He goes online the next day, calls me a stand. I send him a message saying, "Hey, that didn't happen." And it basically escalates from there because, like I said, we're both dudes. We're both fucking from the south side, and we just both literally start talking cash shit, like cash shit. Whatever. It dies down. Fucking months later, another comedian tells me, "Hey, what did you do to Joey? because he's talking about you again. I was like, wait, what do you mean he's talking about me again? He's like, yeah, he's talking about you on his Facebook. I was like, well, I can't see it because he blocked me on everything. But he brings the whole situation back up, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's months ago. And yeah, he brings it back up. In the total of the 2 years this happened, 2019 to now, he's brought it up at least 3 times. And the last time he brought it up was December 2021, this last December. And this is the one where, like, I feel he went overboard. Because even other people have told me he's playing like a victim card. I'm going to summarize his post on Facebook, but he basically...
But is this the one where he says, like, this, and now this person runs a show? He said you basically stalked him, and then he said, now he runs a show.
Yeah, to summarize it, he tries to get me canceled. He's like, this guy calls me a weirdo, you know, threatened me, called me a bitch, and now I hear he has a show at a popular spot. And... I wanted to go and respond on I wanted to respond so bad.
One thing, I didn't even think the Lincoln Lodge was that popular of a spot.
Oh, that's the mecca of comedy right now.
It's the mecca of comedy?
Dude, you have Robert Kelly there to the 18th. You fucking have...
Who?
Robert Kelly.
I didn't mean to say that. No disrespect, Robert Kelly. I know if you ever ask me to go on tour with you, I'll go, and I'll be so grateful.
You just had...
I just don't know who a lot of people are. So I'm not disrespectful. I just don't know who a lot of these people are because I'm in my own world getting bumped at my mics.
No, huge comics. Huge comics come there.
Huge, okay.
Yeah, the Lincoln Lodge is the mega comedy right now because, one, you got 3 rooms, small, medium, and large. It's a good hang. The bar is a good lounge. Yeah, it's a good spot.
It's more of a hang, yeah. It's definitely a good hang. I want them to promote more to get regular fans in there, to get a crowd in there.
I don't know. I just saw it on my first show, and it felt great. Like, you know,
oh, you did? What day was it?
Saturday.
February
okay. 12th. I saw it on my first. It was the first Laughs at the Lodge, and it was the first show that I've produced that sold out. So it was a good feeling.
No, that's good.
Yeah, man, huge thing.
Yeah, that's really good, dude.
But like, this is the thing where like
how many was it? Like mostly your family? Who it was?
No, not at all. Like
that was the only joke. That was the only dig I'm gonna throw out.
Everybody I invited, I gave. That was a dig. So it was a 40 seater, and I think we had like fucking 60 in there. I shouldn't have said it out loud, but yeah, it was a good room.
Yeah, not in this piece of shit Blue Bubble. It's always people telling.
They were breaking capacity. School.
Yeah, this shit needs to be over real fast, bro. Because this is bad for business, all this shit. If there's a Lincoln Lodge in DuPage County, it's doing more business than we're doing.
DuPage County.
Yeah. Because they're the closest county to Chicago that's not ran by Nazis. I said it.
Was Lake County up north?
Maybe Lake County. I don't know all the counties in Illinois, too. And that's the thing that I'm trying to learn more. It's just, when you're in Chicago, you're in Cook County. And so all the other motherfuckers, are almost second fiddle sometimes. Or you don't know you're in another county until you're just in it. And you're just like, oh, this is another county. But, yeah.
What do they call it? Cook County? Yeah. It's definitely not the best place to live. Their taxes are high as shit.
Yeah. Taxes are ridiculously high and all that shit. Yes.
You remember trying taxing extra for like fucking sugar drinks and cans of Coke and all
that? I remember that. Did that go away or are they still doing that?
No, that went away quick because that was the one thing everybody unified and put their foot down on. They put their foot down on.
Okay, and I remember, and I was living in Chicago then, but I stopped drinking. When I used to be really heavy. I used to be almost 400 pounds, and I stopped eating things with high fructose corn syrup.
Wait, almost 4? How big exactly?
I stopped weighing myself when I got on a scale, and I was 372.
372. My biggest, I was 388.
Okay, yeah, and I was like, I'm not getting on the scale no more. And I know I probably got a little bit bigger since then, since that time. But then I started working out 2008. So now I'm always in between 230, 240.
What's today? February 2022. Since May 2021. What is that? 7 months?
Yeah.
I've lost 88 pounds.
Okay, that's good.
Just the other day I weighed myself and I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to put out the numbers until I hit 300 because that's a huge difference, right? And everybody asks you, so what did you start doing? Like, what did you change up? And literally, just my diet. I don't even work out. It's just my diet. I stop eating bullshit. When
you say bullshit,
I mean, like fucking McDonald's.
There you go.
There's only 2 restaurants I go to. The restaurant I work at, another one that I highly respect, and I'm not gonna drop the name because I don't want it to fucking. I don't want nobody there.
And they don't pay us.
No, and I eat at home. Literally, I can be out drinking. Everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Taco Bell." It's like, "Nah, I'll get home and I'll make myself."
Fuck that. To me, and then like maybe I'm a different dude, but I grew up in Michigan, and it's a bunch of basic ass white people in Michigan, and then it's a small in Southwest Detroit. That's where they call it Mexican town over there, and there are Mexicans over there who act like Mexicans, but you never see them unless you really go down there. But in Metro Detroit, especially Oakland County, if there are some Hispanic people, but they're white until you go into their house.
Well, then they're super Mexican.
No, I mean, or then they'll let you know, like, hell yeah, like, hey, we got Mexican shit. But then when they're at school and shit, like, I had some friends. The name was Nick and David Guardiola, but now Nick is Nicky Taz.
Nicky Taz, what the fuck is that?
He's a they now.
Oh, he's a
Still a good person, but it was just when I went to their house, I just always looked at him like, oh, you were like a white person or whatever the fuck. And then I went to his house. House was super duper clean. The Mother Mary, it was like plastic that went from the door through the living room, blue carpet, and then the plastic went to a Mother Mary that was in the living room. And it was just like, we can't go in there. This shit is clean. It was like, and then I was like, oh, y'all are Mexican. It was like, it was like a thing. And it was totally like, oh, but we go to this piece of shit high school called Hazel Tucky. Affluent white people called it Hazel Tucky. It was not Hazel Park. It was Hazel Tucky to them. So if you're a Hispanic in Hazel Tucky, you just better assimilate to these Kentuckians or you're about to be getting talk shit about. So, which I kind of can get, but it was like, that's what I've seen. It was in Metro Detroit. Oh, but I say I'm long-winded. I say that to say this. Those people eat Taco Bell, and so I used to eat Taco Bell when I was in high school there. And then when I started losing weight, definitely didn't eat Taco Bell. But then when I came to Chicago, and I'm around real Hispanics, and it's real taco places and shit, I don't even think about going to Taco Bell. To me, it's all, and I'm not even Mexican. I don't even know if Mexican people get mad, but I get mad when somebody mentions Taco Bell around me. Yeah, I honestly feel some type of way. I'm like, why would you pay money for that bullshit? Just
born and raised Chicago. I'm 32 years old. I think I've only had Taco Bell once my whole fucking life.
It's one too many times.
One too many times. And Chipotle, a handful of times. Don't get me wrong, I regret it, but
Chipotle is like the hipster kind of shit, and it's not.
So many authentic Mexican restaurants where you could even fucking shitty taco joints where you could just get a decent taco. There's no reason to eat that garbage.
Yeah.
No.
No, I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. But yeah, it was just, so when someone was like, oh, Taco Bell, I'm like, what the fuck is up with you? What? This like, it's almost like when someone was like, yeah, man, we're smoking a blunt, but we're going to put a little meth at the top. No, we're not.
When I drew the line, I knew somebody was coming from the suburbs. They're like, oh, let's go get some tacos. And I told them, I was like, yeah, we're going to go to this spot. I know it's great. And they literally asked me, is it a soft shell taco joint? And I wanted to beat this person's ass so bad because I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Where do you even get the hard shit? But then unless you come from somewhere super basic. And I feel like even around Chicago, there's a lot of Hispanics in the surrounding part where they're just like, this is regular shit. It's not no Tex-Mex shit. And then like because I have friends from Michigan still, and sometimes they'll post on their they're like, oh, taco night, we went out to this taco place, and then it'll be like hard shell shit with tomatoes on it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just look at it like, all right, that's different.
Diced tomatoes, yeah.
Like diced tomatoes and shit. Okay, yeah, it was just basic shit. But that's how it is when you're from a town where you don't know any better, and it's just like a lot of people in Metro Detroit just don't know any better. Even though it's some baller shit in Detroit and Metro Detroit, but
some tacos.
Yeah, not no tacos, but they have the food ain't even that great. It's a lot of Middle Eastern food.
In Detroit?
Yeah, yeah. Detroit had. Well, Dearborn is right outside of Detroit. Dearborn has the highest population of Middle Eastern people outside of the Middle East. Did you know that?
No.
That is a fact. Even to where you can see some shit where like racist people would drive through Dearborn. Some of the street signs are in Arabic.
No shit.
Yeah, like the signs, like that is where they're at. They are there. And then this is another side story. It's a person. His name's like they call him the Hungry Hound in Chicago or wherever the fuck. He's the Hungry Hound. He's a white guy. He goes to all the restaurants and tries out shit. I went to this one place when I used to live at Irving Park and Kedzie. And this place was on Lawrence and Kedzie. It was called Samiri's. I walked in. It's a picture of this white guy. And then it says, falafel so good, takes me back to Dearborn, Michigan. I'm like, who the fuck would say that? That's like if you walked in a taco place and you saw my black face and I said, taco so good, takes me back to Oaxaca, Mexico. And then you'd just be like, what does this guy know about Oaxaca, Mexico? How good are these motherfucking tacos? What the fuck is going on? Like, you would be like, you would have to call all of it out. And then the falafel was good as fuck, but it, and he said it was that. And then like around the Metro Detroit, it's a lot of Middle Eastern people. They're Christian Iraqis, so they're called Chaldeans, and they're like Catholic, I guess, but they come from Iraq. When most of the people are Muslim, but therefore it's a lot of falafels, a lot of Middle Eastern shit. So like Metro Detroit has that going for itself, just Middle Eastern food, then American flair food and Greek food. That's what they have.
So Chicago's known for some burgers, Chicago style hot dogs, Maxwell pork chop. And what's Detroit food like? Besides the Detroit style pizza, which is all bread, it's bullshit. But what do you guys got?
Yeah, that's funny. That's the first thing you said. Yeah, it's just a Detroit style pizza. I don't know. But I would say it's just mostly like we have a thing called Coney Islands. A Coney Island is basically like it's a Greek themed restaurant, but it's just American style where they have like fries and hamburgers and everything.
What's the dish like?
I would say chili fries. I would say that's the thing that you can get in Metro Detroit. Almost everywhere in Metro Detroit, it'll be chili cheese fries. But the chili is it's a special kind of. It's more of a meat forward chili. Where like in Cincinnati they do the same thing, but their chili has more beans and you can see the beans. In Detroit, the chili's more meat forward. So it's just like more ground meat, and then if there are beans in it, but you don't see whole beans. They're like kind of like crushed up a little bit, and so that I would say that's kind of like that's like the dish. That's not a dish you would get at a high end restaurant at all. That's not that. I would say it's the equivalent to Maxwell's or some shit like that, because Maxwell's is not that great. And then I've gone to some. When I lived in Pilsen, there's one Maxwell that's above Pilsen in Garfield Park where, to me, it's some places that are just disrespectful.
Right off the bridge. I know we're talking about right against the expressway and then the bridge.
Yeah, to me, they're more disrespectful with what they give you. Like, they're giving you the shitty part of the meat. Like, I was trying to get like a chili fry situation, and it was like meat that had like, I don't like biting into meat and then like biting gristles or like all that shit. It just felt mad disrespectful with the things that they give you at that place. So like they'll at the Maxwell they'll have it'll be a flat top with the onions that have been cooking for a while, but then like the little hot dog will already be there and it's already mostly cooked, and they just kind of heat it up for you and then give it to you. At a Coney Island, they're open 24 hours, but it's like a lot of shit that's like they're making it. It's not like it's not like on a flat top and they're just waiting for a motherfucker to come and buy a hot dog so they can take it from this little bin. Like, no, the shit is in the refrigerator and they got to cook it. That's what I would say is the main thing in Detroit. Like, the chili cheese fries, but you can get almost anything. It's like a lot of places that's open 24 hours where you can get just American flair shit, just chili cheese fries, a chicken pita, things like that.
Yeah, you're naming shit that we have here too, but what are they known for?
I would say the chili cheese fries.
All right. Next time I'm in Detroit, I'm gonna try the chili cheese fries. I swear, if they're trash, I'm gonna come see you.
Sure. I mean, it was one of those things. I just did a whole thing about losing weight, not eating food. I'm not about to fight over no food. So, it is what it is. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it, nigga. It wasn't no, but I would say it's all right because it's all right, but it's not. Yeah, it's not anything to die for. And then anything, if you really, it's a place in that just opened up in Chicago. They're not giving me money, but I shot them out this one time. It's called Lola's Coney Island. It's on Chicago and California.
Chicago. Oh, yeah.
And they you say what?
That's not the West End. Where's that? Chicago.
It's near Continental Grill. It's near Continental. So it's like it's over here in like what is this? Wicker Park, Logan Square. Yeah, Wicker Park, Logan Square area. Yeah. I mean, well, not Logan Square, Lower Wicker Park or Bucktown, or near the Puerto Rican flags. What
division in Western?
Yeah, near there and shit. But that's a place that has the chili fries that I'm talking about and has the chicken pita and shit. That one's really cool and it's very authentic because they actually it's a company called National that makes the chili, and they're one of the only places in Chicago that gets that chili from Nationals. They gets the official chili.
What, that's a Detroit-based company?
Yeah, the Lola's Coney Island. They actually get it. They get their chili shipped from Michigan to go there, so it's the same chili. So I would say that place is really good. To me, it's like a home. I feel like I'm at home when I have it. Like, oh shit, it's good. It's just not the same. It's not a drive-through, and and it's not open 24 hours. That's the only thing, and which is kind of good and bad because Detroit is like a metro area where all the fancy white people live outside of Detroit, and then inside of Detroit is not a lot of grocery stores.
I think I came across a conversation you were having earlier, or this might have been the other day, but you were talking about how Detroit is on a come up.
You said it what?
Detroit's on a come up. And I've heard some podcasts.
That's not my words.
Oh no, well not precisely, but and I've heard podcasts where like people who are like investors and shit like that were buying property in Detroit and fixing up homes because they think Detroit's the next city to be on.
Yes and no. My thing is Detroit needs public transportation, but a lot of people don't realize the county right above Detroit is called Oakland County. They're the second richest county in the U.S. Did you know that, or have you ever heard that?
No.
The second richest county is above the poorest city in the U.S.
So what's the richest county? What's one and then there two?
They always vary between Manhattan or Orange County. Oakland County has more money than one of those people. I think it's probably Orange County. So Manhattan is the number one richest county, or where the county that Manhattan, New York is in. Mm-hmm. But Detroit is the second. Even if it's not the second, if it's the third, fourth, or fifth, and it's still above Detroit, that's still some bullshit. Yeah. So you understand that. So it's one of those things that those people in Oakland County and Macomb County, they're all auto execs and people like that. Those people have money, and they distinctly, it's an economic boycott. And I don't even, it could be racial or whatever, but it's an economic boycott to where those people just refuse to spend money. Or I like to tell people from Chicago, it's almost like if all the people on Lakeshore Drive, you know how like those are big homes on Lakeshore Drive and all that shit. Mm-hmm. If all those people in the Gold Coast on Lakeshore Drive, if all those people all of a sudden just only wanted to live in Evanston and Skokie, but then they still handle business in Chicago.
But they're outside the same limits, so they're not giving the city the taxes and all that.
Yes, but I'm just saying it's so egregious. They literally just go to Evanston, like how, and then you know how Eminem had that movie 8 Mile. Mm-hmm. 8 Mile separated Detroit from Oakland County, so it was literally like certain parts of 8 Mile were cool, but it'll be certain parts where it's devastation, and then on the other side, it's Ferndale. It's a city called Ferndale, where they're the second gayest city in the U.S. besides San Francisco, and that's a fact. And then they have all kinds of amenities and shit. And then on the other side of 8 Mile is people getting carjacked, and it's white crackheads and shit. So yeah, and and then it'd be the same if all around Chicago, like people they only lived in Cicero. But then they would live in Chicago, but they would specifically, and then if Cicero was like super affluent, because it's on the edge of Chicago, Cicero and Oak Park and shit.
Oak Park's like that, yeah.
Yeah, Oak Park is like, but it's only one. But I'm talking about like in Berwyn, like it's literally the surrounding cities. It's just like it's an economic boycott, and that's one of those things. That's why I'm glad I have my platform, and then it really has to be addressed because some people are like, "What's it going to take for Detroit to come back?" It's going to take the billionaires that literally live a mile away. It's not even like 10 miles away. They literally live a mile away. It's going to take for them to reinvest into the city. And the one thing that's good and bad, a lot of those people are going towards downtown. There was never a lot of people living towards downtown anyway. So it's not going to be that much regentrification downtown. It'll just be they're building new areas. But then there are some places where it was black people that had the big houses and shit. And then some of those people are being gradually moved out when you raise property value and shit. But for Detroit to come back, it's going to have to be the people of Oakland County are going to have to basically stop being racist with their money.
And invest in the city? All right, so
yeah.
What would be the draw, though? Because a major city has to have jobs, has to have something where lower to middle class can make money. And that's what brings people to that city. Like, what does Detroit have to offer them? The factories aren't there anymore.
Yeah, I get you, but I mean, it's one of those things. But remember, I'm not trying to sell Detroit on anything. Mm-hmm. It was just now Detroit would have to reinvent itself as like a fashion city or a place to go, because you can kind of say that about Chicago. Whereas the only reason middle class people can kind of make a living here because there's so many people. The only thing that brought me here is public transportation, and I work at a high end restaurant. I could work at a high end restaurant there. But they just don't have public transportation. You know what I mean? The only thing that's keeping Chicago what it is just the name is Chicago. But they do have the city things. But with Detroit, I think Detroit would it'll be good. It would have to be the people around Detroit would just have to stop being racist. Because then. And then I'll say, all the times when you meet people who say they're from Detroit, they're always white people from Oakland County. They're always from Oakland County. It's another county called Downriver. Well, it's other cities. They'll say Downriver, and those are south of Oakland County. Those people are cool, and those are the people of the suburbs that I mostly respect those people, because when you're in Detroit, they're always like cool and respectful of Detroit. But it's the Oakland County motherfuckers and the Macomb County people that they'll go to Detroit and shit on Detroit and then be outside of Detroit and act like they're from Detroit.
Oakland County, Michigan.
It's a city called West Bloomfield, and that's where all the rich Jewish people live, which is fine. But it's just when you meet somebody when you meet them out here and they say Detroit, and it's just like, there's no way in fuck you're from Detroit. And this one guy was like, I say that because he literally said, I would have to do a lot of it. I just don't want to explain how I'm not from Detroit. And I wanted to be like, you would have to explain how your happy, rich, Jewish ass is from Detroit. You would have to explain that more.
That's true, yeah.
Than what the fuck you're talking about. You'd be better off saying West Bloomfield and just keeping it real instead of, I would have to explain. Like, bitch, you would have to explain. How do you live in Detroit? People that live in Detroit aren't as happy as you and rich as you. But does that answer your question? Because you were just like, what would make Detroit? Detroit would be good for somebody that's trying to invest and make something happen and Detroit's a small town, man. It's a small town. Even though it was built to be a big city at its heyday, it had 2 million people in the 50s.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, now, like one of the last census they did before I moved here, they had 700,000 people. They almost lost their casinos. They didn't have a lot of people. It's growing. It's an international city because it's right next to Canada. Mm-hmm. So that could be a draw. But I would say it's better for investors, and it's a small town. It's almost like Nashville or some shit like that.
Nashville's booming.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Nashville's booming because there's a lot of fake piece of shit California people moving there. But before that, Nashville was always Nashville. You know what I'm saying? It was Detroit would just have to reinvent itself as like the fashion city or the music city, mm-hmm. that type of shit. Yeah, but it's when they, and then that's the thing, it'll be kind of too late. It was like people like me and you would have to get in right now. If we were going to invest and do some shit, we got to do it right now, because when it's cool or whatever, or that shit what you were talking about, like what would make the draw, as soon as motherfuckers are drawn to Detroit, it's going to be a wrap, bro. Like, it's going to be hard to invest. It's going to be hard to open up shit. Because then there'll be people there and everything will be bought up. And I just hate hearing people with their stupid, my uncle just bought 10 houses in Detroit. It's always some piece of shit white motherfucker saying that. Like, I worked at a restaurant. Yeah, my uncle just bought like 10 houses in Detroit and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, really, I don't believe it. But then it's two, it's like, oh, really? Like, what else is he doing in Detroit? He just bought some piece of shit houses and that's it? You know, it's going to be people like that. And
as a Detroit native and a lover of comedy, you don't want to go back and like open a comedy club, dude?
I would love to, but like,
if it's gonna boom.
No, my thing is I would go there, but I would have to invest. My goal in life is to own a building with a business at the bottom, and then I rent out some apartments at the top.
With a commercial storefront, yeah.
Yeah, but I would like the biggest thing, I would like to have a brewery that has a comedy space. It'd be dope. I got a brewery / bar, comedy space, and then I should be doing my comedy more, maybe going on tour, making money on tour, but then I come back home and I got this business running with the building. I got tenants. Then if it's an open mic there, I can perform or just work on my shit at my place. So yeah, it'll be something like that going on in Detroit. I would love to do that, but I'm not going to go back to Detroit right now. You know, just what I got going on right now, especially just because there's more shit going on in Chicago. You know, just working on my comedy shit. There's way more mics. Sometimes you got to drive far, but not as far as Detroit. And then it's a Metro Detroit area. So it's like it'll be a mic in Ferndale, and then the mic will be in Southfield. The next one will be in Southfield. That's like 20 minutes away. It's 20 minutes west of Ferndale. You know, it's not going to be hitting up 2 or 3 mics in one night in Detroit.
No, long drive and shit. Like in Chicago, you can hit 3 mics in 2 miles, yeah.
Yeah, or if you're hitting 3 mics, it's still kind of, you might have to hustle a little bit, but, you know, it won't like break the bank. But it's like other places where you're driving like 40 miles or 40 minutes, not 40 miles, but it'll be like 40 minutes. It'll be like a little ways away to try to hit up this other quick mic. Because I remember before I left here, I would always go to mics just to see what's going on. Because my one friend, Eric, his name's Eric Kidder, he was into comedy before I was. And he would go to some open mics. And I remember we went to mics that were like, one mic, because where this guy said a funny rape joke, it was like in Sterling Heights or some shit like that. Sterling Heights is like 5-6 miles north of Detroit, or 10 minutes north of Detroit. It was just, I just never heard anything like it. He was just like, he was like, I was at the beach and I seen a girl so fine, I just understood rape. I understood it. Because I know if I walked up to her and tried to talk to her, she wouldn't let me talk to her. So he was going to take it? Yeah, that was his thing. He was like, I totally understood it because this bitch would not talk to me. So. Wouldn't give him time of day, but damn. Yeah, he was like, I understand it. I'm not going to act on it, but I understand it. It was like, okay. Like.
Who did that? Chris Rock? He's like, I wouldn't do what OJ did, but I understand.
Yeah, I think he said that. OJ didn't do that shit. I said that I had a good joke today about that shit. But I just know OJ didn't kill 2 white people and move to Florida where white people are from.
OJ thinks he's white.
Aren't they from? But I'm just saying, he wouldn't. That's even worse. Or like another person, OJ Simpson loves white people. He would never kill 2 white people. He loves them way too much. It's certain dude. I don't know if it's the same in the Hispanic community, but it's certain black people that's like, you can't count on this motherfucker. He is not a part of us. He wants to be the other team. And so when a motherfucker wants to be the other team, they can never heinously harm somebody on that team. Those people were harmed, and it was not by O.J. Simpson. Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. And then like when people talk, they worked at this restaurant called the Mezzaluna Restaurant. Did you know that restaurant was a mafia hangout?
Where she met the guy?
Yeah, with her and Ron Goldman. Yeah, where Ron Goldman worked there. He was a server there. Did you know that 4 other people died in similar ways that worked there? Did you know that?
No.
This is another one too that's crazy. It sounds like I'm making it up. Did you know a motherfucker that worked there died in a car bomb?
No.
Okay, this is all within like 3 years of that murder. 4 other people got murdered like that. One person died in a car bomb. Did you know Nicole Simpson's her sister? Nicole Simpson's sister was married to a mafia hitman. Did you know that? Have you ever heard that?
No.
Her sister was married to a mafia hitman. What was another thing? She had her one friend. All of her friends were drug addicts. All of Nicole Simpson's friends were drug addicts. She had one friend that wrote in her book that said they would just go around sucking dick for coke. And then she said in her book, they used to just give out blowjobs and they would call it a Brentwood. They didn't even call it a blowjob. They would say, yeah, you know, hung out with so-and-so, got some party favors, gave him a Brentwood. He gave me some party favors. He gave me some coke.
So why isn't this all over the fucking...
It kind of is all over news. It's one of those things that, like, the media lies. That's why I've been making fun of the media lately. The media blatantly lies. Like, the media doesn't talk. And then the lead prosecutor was a proven racist. The Berman guy. Like, Dave Chappelle made fun of it. And this is one thing where they asked him, they were like, hey man, did you plant any evidence? Oh, that light turned off. It's all good. They asked him under oath, did you plant evidence? And he said, I plead the fifth. Then they asked him, hey, are you a racist person? Do you plant evidence on black people that you prosecute or that you pull over or arrest? He said, I plead the fifth. When they asked him, are you racist? Yeah. Those were it's a lot of things where the media lies and says, like, they never talk about those things, but those are the main reasons why he was acquitted. He wasn't just acquitted because black people wanted to see him get acquitted. No, it was like those things. It was all those things. The main prosecutor saying, I plead the fifth, when they asked him, like, hey, are you racist? Did you fuck up this investigation in any way? I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. Who does that?
Man, they thought they could get away with it, but it was a high profile case that they would have dug all that fucking evidence up.
Yeah, no, man. That guy was a racist, and he did it. And then there was another thing that there are some phone records that they keep sealed that would really prove that O.J. Simpson was like on the phone during the murders. Mm-hmm. On top of what's going on, like, you know, O.J. Simpson, he has like arthritis and shit because, you know, he used to be a football player. Yeah, he's got arthritis and stuff. Like, people always want to portray a black man as somebody who's like big and strong that could do a whole bunch of shit, but it was like they were just saying at the time, like, he just couldn't have done that. Like the Ron Goldman guy was a young guy that had defense wounds and he knew how to fight, and it was just one of those things. O.J. Simpson didn't have a cut on his body or anything like that. He didn't kill those people and not get scratched up or not have anything happen to him. And then I was about to say something that's controversial. This is kind of, I knew, I saw her it was at a party. It was this weird Asian girl that said she went to some kind of murder museum where they just had pictures of the crime scene and of the bodies and shit. And then she got real emotional because she was like, he did that shit. And I was like, no, you mean somebody did that shit. It's just you're emotional because you saw dead bodies and shit. And so you want somebody to pay for it and you think OJ did it. But then when I was like, do you think OJ, they really like them motherfuckers was fighting? You think OJ wasn't fighting with nobody like that and didn't have scratches on him or anything like that. Oh, and another thing too, when they say they found blood in his car, they did a chemical thing. The blood had a chemical. They basically took blood from OJ and put it in a bag and then planted it somewhere. And so when they tested the blood, they were like, this blood has chemicals in it. This is not just his blood. It's got chemicals in it. That's another thing too.
So it was planted.
Yeah, it was planted. It's like all those things. Like the media will tastefully omit some things. Or like when I'm on stage, I talk about. Let me pull this up because I'm gonna definitely pull up a story that the media put in that they don't talk about. It's not related to OJ. It's another story. But just shows how these motherfuckers be lying.
Completely different. All right, let me see what you're talking about.
This is a story. It's complete. It's got to do with what the times we're going through right now. But this is something that people just don't talk about. But the media put it out there. But then people didn't bite on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the fans. I gotta Google it. I don't have a producer yet. I'm waiting until I'm as big as Joe Rogan. I'm gonna have a producer, and it's gonna be different.
You wanna, what's it called? The guy in the chair. Google all your shit. Put it up on a big screen.
Yeah, no, I need. Yeah, that's what I need. I need somebody to do this. Boom, boom, boom,
You don't want to
boom.
call because these fucking podcasts be happening.
Oh shit! And then this happened this year. Oh my goodness. You wanna read that?
What the fuck?
He had to read it before he said it. Before he read it out loud. You don't want to read it out loud for the people?
Oh, China brings back anal swab testing for COVID 2 weeks before Winter Olympics.
Have you heard anybody say we're doing a COVID anal swab test?
No.
But you can see that. That's a real article.
Yeah, on New York Post. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers pick and choose what they want to talk about, especially in the media. They hide certain shit.
But anal fucking swab? What the fuck?
And then I said it on stage because then it's like, have you ever prepared for a test that didn't happen?
Yeah.
I got ready for these anal swab tests and then they never did it. What's up with that?
What you did? You douched? You fucking...
I don't know. We don't got to get too much deep into it, but I'm just saying I prepared. I studied.
What's the other one that you... Amina? You fucking... You shoot something up your butt and then it comes out? That's funny.
Yeah, and then it's another one too. Let me find this other one that's This article is funny as hell. This is from the BBC News. Read this one for the people.
Oh, wait, hold on. Fucking ad. Japan asks China to stop anal testing citizens.
So China was so out cold with the anal COVID tests, but then they were only targeting Japanese citizens to where the country of Japan had to release a statement to say, China, stop testing our citizens' asses when they get in your shitty country, all right?
Enter the country, that's funny. So Japan asked China to stop anal tests on its citizens when they enter the country. Some Japanese reported that embassy of China. That's fucking crazy, dude.
But you see how I'm saying? Some real shit could be happening and the media will pick and choose what they want to talk about. They should be talking about this. And honestly, these tests should be in America to make Americans turn up. But I feel like that's why they don't talk about this because I feel like it'd be, especially in the South, I feel like it's a lot of hillbillies that'll be like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I'm not about to acquiesce anything to my ass. Like it would be... That's why they stopped. They kind of, I felt like if China had their way, they would roll these tests out worldwide. But it's people in America with guns. It's like, you ain't testing shit, especially my ass. Like, it's not.
I mean, you've seen how invasive those fucking nose swabs are. Imagine
Yeah, that shit look crazy. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And then, like, how does it even matter? Isn't COVID supposed to be some kind of virus in your nose? I don't know. It was just like, where do you get my butt from? What?
That's just random. Imagine going into a restaurant and they're like, well, I gotta swipe your ass real quick. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And how they swab it? Fucking
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it was just like somebody with no gloves or nothing.
cotton swab.
Yeah. Some motherfucker named Duchess. Yep. Tall ass 6'4" black dude with a skirt on. Talking about let me swab that anal for the test. I'm doing the test, Boom K. I'm like, no, ain't no Boom K. Get away from me. Like, what the fuck?
There's enough 6'4" black dudes in China. It's just surely doubt it. Where Japan? Was it Japan or China? China.
It was China. But you see what I'm saying? The media be lying their asses off. or they be admitting shit. It's some shit that's really going on, but they pick and choose what they want to talk about. This is something that they ain't picked. They have not picked to talk about this, but it's happening.
That's the thing with China, though. China can do whatever the fuck they want, and the U.S. is not gonna tell them shit because we're scared of them.
See, no, that's a yes or no. It's the certain elites are scared of them.
And the elites run the country.
Yes and no. It's one of those things. You don't. To me, you don't run anything if you run it out of a deception. You're not a real leader if you use deception. Because usually, if you're a real leader, you're of the people. The people know who you are. The people know who's running stuff, and then nobody questions you. This country is ran by the people who are really running it hide behind closed doors, but it just seems like it's something to where like we have some kind of say so because we could all get together and turn up. Just the same thing like you said with that Cook County tax where they were trying to tax all the
those sugar drinks.
Yeah, it wasn't only sugar drinks, so it was only pops. It was only soda pops. It wasn't like candy and shit like that.
No, it was. Oh, no, I think it was just sugar drinks.
Okay, so any kind of pop.
Tea,
yeah, so fat motherfuckers. Basically, all the fat people stood up and was like, "Enough is enough." Cook County
was enough of them to be like, "Yeah, it's some bullshit."
Yeah, that's what I think. It's
There was the one time I saw everybody unify for a fucking issue, and it was like, damn.
Yeah, we all need to do that shit again.
For gun control, for fucking all this shit. Yeah, that's bullshit.
What do you mean? Gun control is all right. I'm talking about this other shit, this totalitarian shit, making people check their paperwork before they go into a restaurant and all that kind of shit. It's
COVID vaccines.
Yeah, all that stuff is bad, man. Especially people getting a vaccine and they still get sick. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Because their reasoning kept changing, but it's one of those things like people who were against it, they couldn't. As soon as they said something that changed, they were shunned. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. But these people pushing the vaccine agenda, their opinion always changed. At first, it was just like, yeah, you get this vaccine and you'll be straight. Want to get it, and then now it's like you can still get it now. You still get it, but you will. Yeah, and I was like, you can kiss my ass. It keeps changing, and then it was just like, yeah, but you won't spread it. At first, it said you won't spread it. Now it's like, yeah, you still spread it, but it won't be as bad, but still get it. And it was just like, no, man, this shit keeps changing, bro. Your shit keeps changing.
I think that the whole pandemic hit so hard that we're on the fly, dude. We're all trying to just adapt with it, and sometimes we give out misinformation. Sometimes we don't know what we're doing. We're just trying to put our best foot forward on that one.
Yeah, my thing is that and it's all perspective, because if we lived in Kentucky, I mean, or not even Kentucky, if we lived in like a place that was cool, even though it's other places, but it's just I like how Florida and Texas are doing it because those are places where people want to be. And those people, like service industry, my money slowed up, and my money's been fucked up for 2 years.
In the service industry,
yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah, and so like if I was working at a baller ass place in Houston, or if I was working at the same kind of place in Austin or Dallas, I'd still be making money, if not probably more. Yeah, and it was like, why? Like it's like part of me wants to be there or around those people instead of where the fuck I'm at now, where I can still be making money and living my life. Because this shit is annoying, but it's going to get better. It's going to be people like us to stand up and take a goddamn stand, and we're going to do that. But, yeah, do you, so do you got anything else you want to talk about or anything like that? Anything else you want to say?
Hell no, I thought I was going to come in hot. You came in hot.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, man. This is, it's the Slider Cast. Yeah. So, yeah,
no, just thank you for having me back. Hopefully we can use this episode, and if not, fuck it, is what it is.
No, yeah, I'm gonna upload it. Like I said, I'm glad I'm on Linux. I'm using it on this fucking spyware software, Audacity. But I don't know. It's I don't know. I haven't really disclosed how much of a techie person I am, but yeah, I heard that this software is I don't want to tell them my business, but yeah, I've heard that Audacity is spyware now. But I'm using Audacity in conjunction with my audio interface. So because I had to pause this episode, I don't know how I'm gonna edit it, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna upload the whole thing from Audacity, and it should be good.
You should be able to do it.
I just don't know how to do it in this machine, but I know how, like, the Audacity has been recording nonstop. And so that's the one thing I can't talk too much shit about it because it's been holding steady. I've been watching little things. So yeah, so no, it's DJ Slider Bite. Where can they? So Mar Mcfly, where can they find you on the internet?
Mar Mcfly on Instagram. Go follow Spanglish Comedy _ for all the shows I produce. Mi Gente this Friday. Laughs at the Lodge the second Saturday of the month, and then Mi Gente the third Fridays.
Okay. All right. So you said the second. What was the second Friday of the month or whatever?
Second Saturday is Laughs at the Lodge. It's a fucking phenomenal show. I got comedians from all over the city.
And that is at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, third Fridays is Mi Gente. It's all Latino comedians, and it's the third Friday at the Lincoln Lodge.
Okay. Yes. So that's where you can find it at Mar Mcfly on Instagram. Are you on TikTok? Are you on Twitter? Are you on all the other shit?
Nah, just Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, in the streets. That's where you can find him. Yeah, and I'm DJ Slider Bite. And you can find me almost in anything that I can, where they can let me put the word DJ Slider Bite. I'll be there. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. And I'm on Twitch. I haven't posted anything on Twitch, but I'm on there. And I'm on YouTube too. Haven't posted anything on YouTube, but I'm on there. I got my own channel. It would be cool if I had some subscribers before I posted anything. That would show I'm a real G. But, I guess I got a lot to prove, I guess. So whatever. But this is DJ Slider Bite on the Slider Cast. This is another great episode. And then y'all have a great night. Peace out.